It's time to take command with former NFL tight end Logan Paulsen and former Commanders beat reporter Craig Hoffman.
Take 5. It's the 5-minute edition of Take Command on a game day where the Commanders are going to play the Bears. If somehow you missed the full preview show, go check that out. Come right back. This will be right here. It's the beauty of an on-demand platform. And we have our first Logan Paulsen Bowl of the year, Logan Paulsen.
Logan
Bears
Paulsen Bowl.
And Commanders. We get the we got 2 in a row, by the way. We got Falcons next week. So let's get some Chicago Bears stories. For me, my Chicago story is the coldest I've ever been was in Chicago. The night Mike Ditka's number has been retired. I've told that story 1,000 times, but people are more interested in your story. So what you got from your time with the Bears, your favorite one?
That was also one of the coldest games I played in, -2. All right, so this is kind of it's more of a schematic story. So first off, I love my time in Chicago. Really great room of tight ends there. One of my best friends in the league was the tight end coach there. Awesome human being. Like really just enjoyed my time there, even though we were terrible at football. So there was this story. We were playing the Colts, and they had this guy named Walden on the team, number 93. And he did this technique. It was called the Cobra Strike, and it was popularized by Clay Matthews. And basically what you do is when you're setting an edge in the run is you jump forward, and then off of like 2 feet, you basically take the top of your head and jam it right into the offensive player's face. And so like, yes, not great, not a great thing. So this guy used to set incredibly violent edges. And
Eric Walden, by the way, shout out to him. Yeah, that's
so
at least that's what Google says.
Yeah, no, that's the right guy. And so he's a big guy, 270 pounds. And so in the week, they're like, hey, man, we got to run away from him. He's their guy. He sets these violent edges. We're not going to run at him. We're not going to run at him. We're not going to run at him. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to prep it just in case. And to prep for something like that on the silent count. So what I would do, this sounds insane, is I would look to my, I had the coach over there with his foot, and then he would move his foot. And then I would work on flashing my eyes to a guy who was just running straight into me with a bag. And so you're kind of blocking it just with your face until you can fit your hands. It doesn't feel very good, but it's the best way that I found to do it. So I'm like, well, they're not running towards them, so it's going to be fine. First play of the game, we run right at him. Run right at him.
So first 15.
So first 15.
That play's scripted.
So no, but it was supposed to go to the left. They rotated safeties, and we went to the right. So I get out there. Bam, like one of those like huge, it sounds like you're banging a bat off your face mask, but I get after him, whatever. And so we end up running at this guy. I'm not kidding, probably 15 times in the course of the game. And during the course of the game, I thought I had something in my eye, but like the light was coming in weird from my helmet. So I was like, God. And so basically by the end of the game, I'm exhausted. My head hurts, my neck hurts, my body hurts. Like I basically got in a fist fight with this guy on the sideline. Like he swung at me multiple times in the game. Like we were getting after each other. So I get in the locker room and I couldn't get my helmet off. And I was like, what is going on with my helmet? I had dented my helmet on this guy's head in the game. And I was like, and so the equipment guy came over and he's like, oh yeah, that's a dent, bro. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I had probably took a couple years off my life with Eric Walden. So shout out Eric Walden. And also like the top, I remember looking at the top of his helmet and it looked like a tiger had scraped the top of his helmet. Cause like, instead of hitting like with your forehead, you know what I mean? Cause he's only striking with the top of his head. It just was like these huge tiger strikes on the side. So that was a brutal game. And I think we ended up losing. And I just remember thinking like, that was the most physical football game I had ever played. Like, I remember like, cause I'm not looking at him. And then I have to look at him, and his face is just right there. Bow! And we did that probably 15 or 20 times over the course of the game.
Yikes, man.
It was, I mean, that's why you get paid. That's why I got paid minimum wage at NFL standards for a couple of years for that type of stuff. I remember the other tight end was like, if he would have done that to me, I would have been knocked unconscious. And I was like, probably. I didn't feel very good, let me tell you.
Well, I can tell you because I was able to look this up real quick. PFF didn't like you very much that day.
Dude, it was a tough because I had a holding call in that game. And
they don't like holding calls.
They don't like holding calls. They had a holding call on a touchdown. So I got out, like I told you, bam. So first off, let me just say this. They got the play in from the sideline, and they said the play wrong. So then it was like an illegal formation. I had to run over last second, block this dude. I didn't know what I was doing. I was supposed to get help inside, didn't get help inside, got a holding call. But I never talked so much crap in a game to a human being than I did in that game. And I came out of that game that I probably have like a 3 or 30 grade from PFF in that game.
Yeah, I mean, overall, yeah, you got a 36.
But when I got into the team room after the game, like, so we did our film evaluation, no joke. The coach was like, Logan, that's the best football game I've ever seen anybody play. So, like, just to give you like a disparate, like how different it can be. But, and then I told my boy, like Wes Phillips, I was like, hey man, check this game out. What do you think? And he's like, verbatim, I could probably still find the text. He's like, that's the most physical football game I've ever seen a tight end play. That game. And PFF gave it a 30. And so that's a game that's like burned into my head. Because
almost literally with the helmet tent.
probably going to be paying for that one down the road. But that game is one of my most definitive memories from Chicago.
They did give you a 53 as a run blocker in that game. So that was
I feel like I should go watch it again. Jeez.
That could be a fun off season. We'll see. Just, we always say we can't put the footage up because we're going to get sued. I think we should just risk it for that one. We're just going to pull, if they want to sue us over some 2016 all 22, we're going to find those 36 plays from that game. And we're just going to watch Logan bash his head into Eric Walden. All right. That's take 5. We'll see you guys later on the radio for the Take Command pregame show. Thanks for watching this clip of Take Command. First, why don't you like it? It lets other people know that it was good, and then they should watch it too. And Logan, we have a new exclusive home for full episodes.
We do. 1067 The Fans YouTube page. Go check it out and please subscribe.
Yeah, do what Logan said.
Do it.
Very, very smart.